Hi everyone, and welcome to the Cannes Yachting Festival of 2024 and to the new place and setting on the Axopar and BRABUS Marine booth. My name is Jan-Erik Viitala. I'm the founding partner of Axopar. My pleasure to have you here on the booth today. Creating the most inspiring moments in life. That is our vision today. That was our vision when we set the company 10 years ago, but we probably did not really realize that how many people's emotions, in a way, we can touch with our boats and where we can actually take a part of their dreams and make their memories together. We just make sure we take them there. So we promise you in Düsseldorf in this year that this year will not be one celebration in one location in one occasion. This will be a celebration handed out throughout the entire year, and this today is not an exception. So, what have we done? Because it's easy to forget what we've done this year. In Düsseldorf this year we launched the all-new Axopar 29. Here you see the Axopar 29 cross cabin, our workhorse, the boat that is now in its third generation and is now the product that propels Axopar forward in the boating industry. Also, in addition, in Düsseldorf, we launched the 29 Suntop. So having two great boats that are so diverse from each other that they cater for two different clientele. But during the development of the 29 range, I personally felt that we have potential to do something more, and that's one of the reasons we have one boat under the blanket today, and that's one of the thoughts we had when we started developing the all-new 29 range. And now you will see it complete coming together. Another thing that actually wakes us up is to see how many thousands of fellow Axoparians is around the world, and to see their materials, their Instagram footage, their social media creations of using boats anywhere around the world, in any type of conditions, in great or sunny or full rain, all the ranging from Greenland down to New Zealand. It's so happy to see that Axopar has been so well perceived. We have such a great gratitude towards our customers for understanding our philosophy of Axopar. In Düsseldorf, we also launched the Shadow 1000. So based on the Axopar 37, one of the best handling hulls in the market, now we have upgraded the 900 horsepower to 1000 horsepower, creating a cabin cruiser that is capable of over 60 knots. And in this size range, with dual engines only, I would want to be the one guy that says that this is the fastest cabin boat in the world in its size range as a walk-around cabin boat. What we also done this year is that we've added a lot of new dealers into our network, so that this year, especially, we start to see and realize how wide and how widespread Axopar is becoming. And we're loving to see all the new dealers that we're getting into the teams, and we're going into some really remote locations at this moment. But happy to see this widespread distribution of Axopars in the world. So what we also did is we launched the BRABUS Shadow 1200, a 45-foot super nautical powerhouse that is capable of taking a 45-foot boat up to speeds over 50 knots. That's not the magic. The magic is the capability and the possibility to keep a high cruising speed of 40 knots, more or less in any everyday conditions out at sea. We also had the Palma dealer and press days, and we were happy to see some of you on that event as well. And during the Palma presentation days, we also launched the Shadow 1200 Santop. But it was a really nice location, beginning of April, where we also were launching some other news for you, and you had a chance to have a look at our products and sea trial them yourself, and have some fun, playful games alongside. The one thing that also stood out for us is the revelation of Axopar receiving the NMMA CSI Awards. And what would the CSI Awards mean? What do they mean to us? So the CSI Award is a customer satisfaction index, and it's awarded to any boat manufacturer in the United States under the NMMA organization that is able to have a customer satisfaction index that is exceeding of 90%. Axopar received this by 94.6, and they are measured by the delivery of the boat, service of the boat, service of the dealers, communications, everything from top to bottom for 175,000 new boat buyers in the US. And what does this mean when you put it into perspective, which I didn't really realize until you reveal this to yourself or it comes to you. This means that in terms of customer satisfaction in the United States, we've been able, thanks to our devoted dealers, to stand out in the highs and the lows and learn from the mistakes, but make sure that our customers always get rectified if we make a mistake. We're human, so we're always making mistakes. And we're doing new things nobody else has ever done in the past, so there will be always some mistakes that we try to rectify as soon as possible. But the one thing is that we are on the same level as many iconic US boat manufacturers when it comes to customer satisfaction, like Boston Whaler, Tiara, Chris-Craft, Pursuit, just to mention a few of them. That is humbling to us. We also expanded the Agapi Boat Club. So in this year, we launched January that we're going to do the Agapi Boat Club. And now, if I just give you a quick hint, Amsterdam, Bonaire, Cancun, Crete, Corsica, Costa Brava, Helsinki, Ibiza, Jersey, La Spezia, Mallorca, Malta, Menorca, Patagonia, Saint-Tropez, Stockholm, UK of South Coast. And this is only what we've opened up in this year. So zero hassle, one membership, one world, taking you on your global adventure. Also, another big thing that happened this year is that Axopar acquired the majority of our biggest OEM manufacturer, Marcos, in Poland. And this means to us that we took over a very high professional team of people of 1,200 employees. So Axopar growing from approximately 170 people to 1,360 is a bit of an understatement to say that we jumped big on this one. But the one thing that Marcos is doing, they're doing a lot of subcontraction also for other boat manufacturers, and they are also doing it for heavy industry like windmills and other heavy industries like trucks, trains, and others. So they are composite manufacturers. And what it means to us is that we have the ambitions to create this factory to one of the leading composite manufacturers in Europe. It's a 30-year-old company. Its production space around 18,000 square meters, and it has modern facilities with a lot of robotics and CNC milling, not only for milling and making mold production, but also for cutting GRP parts. And as I said, also producing for other boat manufacturers around the world. And to us, this is a strength because we can help every boat manufacturer that goes together with us to become better together. Make better products for our customers, make them more safe, make them more resistant to wear and tear by the utilization of technology and also by having the sheer volume of being able and capable to make this amount of boats that is being produced on Marcos on a daily basis. Now we move into a very interesting segment. So the Axopar 29 range was launched with 2 models. Today we're having the launch of the 3rd one. It's a boat that we've kept under the wraps, under the covers. Nobody has known anything about it. We haven't spoke to anyone about it. But what we actually were doing is a venture of mine and our team that we humbly wanted to go venturing and have an understanding of how Axopar could make a boat for the very competitive center console style of boats. So today we're happy to launch you the Axopar 29 CCX center console crossover. And this is our take on how we see an Axopar being as utilitarian as a center console usually is known to, but actually being able to offer one of the widest ranges of modular varieties that you as a customer can select on your boat. This is actually the most modular Axopar we have ever built. You can have 7 different deck variations on this boat when you specify the boat. You can have 4 different foredeck variations on this boat, plus a huge amount of new options that we haven't been offering on the 29 before is now first developed for the CCX, but also as we're building modular boats, some of these options will be straight carryovers for the X cross cabin and the Santop as well. So just having a quick picture of what we actually are able to achieve. This is the first picture of our standard boat with an open aft deck, with 4 benches facing forward, with a raked windshield, and with a U-sofa or L-shaped sofa in the front. So all from the front, you already know it from the 29, but everything else from the back changes. So you can go with an open aft deck with 4 seats forward. You can go with a wet bar. You can add it with an off-seat bench if you want. You can have it with a very comfortable U-sofa configuration and also extend that with a fender box modular construction wet bar. So that this is actually what we believe is one of the most multifunctional comfort boats of a utilitarian boat we can do today. But of course, you can continue to select it with our aft cabin. So now on a very utilitarian 29-foot boat, offshore capable, you're able to sleep 2 persons in the multi-cabin in the front, 2 persons in the back. But you will still have all this open deck area that you can still move around about. In addition, Fort Lauderdale is going to be interesting because in Fort Lauderdale, we will be launching the fishing version of the CCX. So stay tuned for Fort Lauderdale. That is the next stop that I said we will be celebrating throughout the year. I tell it to you now already in advance. There will be something happening in Fort Lauderdale. So going from full open layout, easy to maneuver, easy to walk around, even if you were struggling to catch the biggest fish, this is something, or then just going with a very versatile, user-friendly European version of a center console with the Axopar modules. I think it's time for us to go with the reveal of the 29 CCX. Thank you, everyone. The 29 CCX. What we also did is that we are also having the world premiere of a new beast, which is the continuation of the Shadow 1000 series. So we're here today having the world premiere of the BRABUS Shadow 1000. It's the Phantom Grey Signature Edition with very striking details of red accents that we took over from the same edition we launched in Palma for the 1200. A very striking livery, color edition, but in that sense, in addition to remember, this boat is plus 60 knots day boat. It's not the top speed that we're ever after, but it's the possibility to keep 40, 45, even 50 knots of cruising speed on this boat and still feel safe and comfortable behind the steering wheel. That is the key essence of a great hull and a great boat. And for that, we will have the boat available for your sea trials as well, and looking forward to having as many of you on board as possible. We're also launching here the adventure collection we developed together with Joby. Joby is it's actually the leading European water sports manufacturer. And together with them, we created our own collection of gear, which you see some of those gears in here. So we made anything from kayaks, stand-up paddle boards, to life vests, cooler boxes, dry bags, a collection of things that are actually functional that you take with you on a day out. Or, as you can see, the kayak, as it's inflatable, actually is fitting into this bag. So just to give you something from my own real life, we took a kayak with us on a car trip because it's a very small bag, a kayak made for 1 or 2 persons. So this to me is telling you something that you can really go explore a bit further into even more secluded bays not accessible by boats with this gear. All ready and adventure packed. So this gear will be available for sale. This gear will be distributed 2 ways. One, when you specify a new Axopar, you will have it delivered by the boat to you. The second is that we're opening web shops, so you can go through Axopar's website or Joby's web shop to buy them. In US, we're going to go with the distribution that you either buy them by the boat, when you buy the boat, or then you go to a dealer within the US. That is how the distribution is handled at this moment.
"10 years. From a vision to a global community of boaters, driven by purpose, fueled by passion. Axopar changed the game. Now, we lead the charge again. Introducing Axe-E, 100% electric, uncompromising adventure. Take the charge, lead the way.
So welcome everyone to the world premiere of the electric range coming from Axopar. The Axopar Axe-E. As you heard in the video, my own interpretation of the Axe-E is the Axe. Axe-E is very simple. Axopar electrified Axe-E. To me, axe, like the physical axe, cutting into a new tree, cutting into new things, digging your way out, pushing forward. We are in charge of adventure, this time 100% electric. The biggest difference that I see in our products, that I see being available for customers around the world today in electric boating, is that Axopar is bringing its renowned performance and functionality. Whilst being fully electric, we still have made no compromise on the boat. So the whole idea is that when you buy an Axe-E or Axe, you buy into the same principles, the same philosophy, the same drivability, handling, like you would buy an Axopar. There has been no dilution, there has been nothing taken away when we have electrified the boats. It's still that sense of thrill and driving. But the one thing is that now we have the opportunity to offer, for those who want it, zero emissions boating. But as I said, performance and the reliability and the seaworthiness that Axopars are synonymous for. Taking these boats out from the sheltered waters into more daily boating in open seas. But we're not doing it by just doing a standard Axopar. The price point on electric boats still today is higher compared to any standard boat that is out there because of the propulsion and the battery package. So what we chose to do is to elevate the sensation of premium details in the boat. So we've elevated it. We've done our own color scheme of the boat. We've done its own identity so that you can identify the Axe immediately as an electric boat and diversify that from the standard Axopar range. Also in that sense, partnering with Evoy in more ways today than you probably heard about. So the one thing is now that Axopar has taken a share in Evoy, helping Evoy to evolve as an electric propulsion manufacturer and provider in order to be able to provide faster installation, easier installations to any boat manufacturer out there. And that is something that we keep pushing devotedly for. So if there's something unique, is, to me, electric boats should not have any competition. Every electric boat that comes on the market helps to elevate electric boats, as long as they function as the primary focus of being boats. So to me, the number one situation here is the more electric boats we get out there, the more charging stations will be demanded, the more infrastructure will be built. So in that sense, there is no competition in our mind when we do electric boats. It's for the customers to decide which boat they want to go with. If it's ours or somebody else, we're happy that they choose to go with their own decision. So if there's something unique in the way that we want to describe the Axe, is with all those words I just already said, but it's in addition a future dedication towards emissionless boating for those who want it. I believe now is the perfect opportunity for us to start the reveal of not only one, but two boats. So today we're here to reveal the Axe 22 and the Axe 25. Both in here are with the T-top and cross-top version so that you're sheltered from the sun, as we're pretty much in the sun right now. But in that sense, two different boats catering two different needs for two different clientele. Let's have a look at those boats, shall we? So, ladies and gentlemen, the Axe 22 and the Axe 25. The number one differentiation between these two boats are that the Axe 22 is powered by one 120 horsepower engine that is capable of having a peak power of 180. And it's powered by one Chrysler battery of 64 kilowatt hours. It's made with a 400-volt system, where the 25 is powered by the Evoy Storm engine of 300 horsepower that also has the possibility to offer temporary power up to 600 horsepower. It's powered by dual Chrysler 63 amp batteries, kilowatt-hour batteries, and in that sense also is now a boat that has the triple 25s, 25 nautical miles of range, for a 25-foot boat for 25 knots. But the one thing that is really standing out with an Axopar base built into the Axe is the speed. You're doing 36 knots on the 120 horsepower X22. And I believe today we actually have the world's fastest zero production electric boat out on the docks today, because we have actually done nothing in terms of trimming or adjusting or doing any place with propellers. But the X25 is today doing 56 knots of top speed. So it's not only about driving slow, it's for those that want to feel that thrill. They can also drive that with the X, with electric today. Price point, I'm going to give you a bit of an idea. So as I said earlier, the limitations of pricing today is constructed, or is actually constrained by the battery packs. The battery packs are the single most expensive expense you have on a boat today. But as the car industry and the truck industry especially is developing, we will see prices of battery packs coming down in the future. The X22 is starting with a 20% VAT of 154,000, and the XE25 is 274 with the VAT. This is money that is more than a standard ICE Axopar, that is for sure. That is 100% because it's limited by the batteries. It's exactly the same way as electric cars were expensive in the beginning. But to give you a bit of an overview of how we land in between all the others, and still take in consideration the seaworthiness, the drivability, the speed, the range. When it's compared to pricing, we can go all the way from 675,000 for the Frauscher Porsche, which is a boat I love. I love what Stefan did with the boats. So super nice for those who want to go all the way into luxury electric boating. But I still believe with our price range that we are going to be hitting customers that want to have that more seaworthiness and that more offshore capability with the boats. Now, it's my great pleasure to introduce, so that we can change talkers for a while. I'm going to be introducing two guys on the stage for a while. I'm going to be introducing Leif from Evoy, and also something very interesting, we're going to have Stuart from Vita Power, and they have something interesting to tell you today.
I'm Stuart Wilkinson from Vita. You know Leif probably from Evoy. We are, and earlier this year we announced we're going to merge, and we're now merging to create the largest high-power powertrain platform, we think, in the world for electrification. This, what I wanted to say, a really heartfelt thanks to Janne and his team for what they're doing. It's absolutely game-changing. A boat like this, you can see this working. Luckily, we also own a charging business that charges everything all the way along the Riviera, so you can drive that boat from pretty much the whole way along the French Riviera with a few charging stops where you get a drink and lunch and everything else. It'd be fantastic. Really great to see. Thanks, Janne. Congrats. Looks amazing. I haven't seen it before. I'm bowled over. What we're planning to do is build... What's our objective? Get the cost down. So we're going to work together to get the cost down. Why do we join up? That's Leif and I have been talking for a year to get the cost down on our powertrains as quickly as possible, to electrify as many boats as possible around the world, focusing a lot on Europe and America in particular. Vita side, we've done quite a bit to validate the electric platform. All of the boats in the Olympics this year were provided by Vita, or the only electric boats, the first electric boats to be used for the sailing competition, all work faultlessly. The feedback was they're just better, more fun to drive, easier to use. Photographers love it, videographers love it because there's no noise. So really great to see. Hopefully by the time we get to the LA Olympics, they'll all be electric, and most of them will be stuff that we're powering.
Yeah, thank you, Stuart. It's been quite a voyage. It reminds me of the early days with my family, living on an island, growing up there, and going into maritime industry, following that into my passion of trying to make a better world, greener world, which led again to electrification. Meeting Axopar and the team a few years ago, and really understanding that we align on values, on the adventure company really speaks to us, and what we can do around electrification is in the same path and the same direction as Axopar is going. So we're quite excited about what we're doing here today. It's not just boat with an electric motor. It's a great milestone for green boating as a whole. We're quite excited about bringing this to the world and showing what we can do together with Axopar. And it's really validating that this is not just the future is now. So we're all quite excited about that, and yeah, it's just taking it from there, not following the slides whatsoever, but that's okay, I think. Good. Thank you very much, Janne, for now.
Yeah,
Thank you for the help so far.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you, Stuart. We're going to have some fun together. And actually, the one thing that I don't know if it's been that much announced yet is that I'm also now a part of the board of Vita Power and Evoy. So this is also something looking forward, and we're going to have the first board meeting tomorrow. So that's going to be very interesting as well. Going forward, 10 years of adventures. This presentation is starting to go towards its end, but I still want to do a few minutes of your time. Do you remember this iconic picture that we always had here on the beginning of every show? This was actually minted in 2020 outside of Höga Kusten in Sweden. And we wanted to do something special on our 10-year anniversary, so we actually revisited this place. And here you have a small teaser of a video that will come out from that adventure on the one day out to Höga Kusten.
All of these places I've been, they don't feel like forever. But each step I'm taking, it seems like I'm finding myself. Whoa, 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 whoa. I've searched for gold and I've uncovered all kinds of treasure. But I'd take it all and I'd give it to somebody else. 'Cause none of that means much. A little love would be enough. Oh, I'm on my way back home. And I know on the other side of the great unknown, there's a place I'm welcome in. There's a place I know I'm called a friend. There's a place that I'm never alone. 'Cause there's a place called home. A place called home. Home.
We are the Adventure Company.
Now, a bit of an updated adventure. So looking forward to sharing the full video. It's actually going to be a very long video because we had a great fun. The whole moral of the story, we were planning to do a 3-day photo shoot. We went when it was only bad weather, like astronomically bad weather. And we delayed the going. When we got there, it was raining. And then the sky just opened up and created all those pictures in more or less like 3 to 4 hours. The moral of the story is the world is full of beautiful places. It's only up to you to get up and get out and enjoy beautiful moments on the water. So my pleasure to have you all understand. My pleasure to meeting all of you and looking forward for the last months of this 10-year anniversary. Thank you so much, everyone.